Hey, what's up? It's 185, and today I would like to share with you my February picks and general ideas about the crypto market, what is happening, and what is my strategy for the following months. First of all, the brief recap from my previous videos that I did back in the end of 2017. What was good, what was bad, and some feedback. So, my first advice about going to fiat in the end of December. If you did that, you could hedge a lot of risk, you could save a lot of money and actually buy back in January for a much cheaper price of crypto. This was the best ones. The second idea and advice about the January fall, as you can see from one of my videos, we had the same pattern as 3 years before, and the same thing happened, so it was quite expected. Third idea was about CME futures, which actually launched and went exactly the opposite direction. So there were a lot of short positions opening. Bitcoin was at the top at the time of the CME futures launch, and it was one of the reasons why it dropped so drastically in the last months. So coming to February picks, the first one is NEO. NEO is one of my biggest holdings. I guess you know quite a lot about NEO. It is a platform, Chinese Ethereum and so on. They have a lot of ICOs now running on NEO, and basically works as an incubator, and the ICOs are proper as the deployment of contracts costs a lot. In my opinion, NEO has potential of Ether, and with market cap of 7.2, Ether has right now more than 70 market cap, so like 10x Ether. Moreover, NEO was one of the best alts performing compared to BTC. You can see right here it reached its August tops recently, went up, got some support right here, and is going back up again. In terms of ICOs, they have quite a few really nice ones. The Narrative is basically social media on blockchain, something like Steemit with rewards and so on. Moonlight, platform for hiring and recruiting people. And my favorite one, Neon Exchange. It's a decentralized exchange, basically like Ether Delta for Ethereum, which doesn't work at all. Neo's blockchain is able to work with much more number of transactions. So Neon Exchange, especially with so many NEO tokens coming up, it will be a really good hit. So I'm gonna put like up to 20% of all of my portfolio to this ICO. It is going to launch soon. They didn't announce the date yet. And the last thing about NEO, those of you who didn't know, if you hold your NEO on the wallet or on some of the exchanges, you get gas. Take it as dividends basically. So you can calculate in here how much gas you would earn. For example, if you have 10 NEO, which is 1.1k the current price, and you receive something like from 4 to 6% dividends in USD. And gas is quite a good token as well. It is rising quite well, and gas is a good token as well. It's rising quite fast with NEO at the same time. My second pick is Dragon Chain. Dragon Chain recently came out of ICO back in December, had quite a steady growth, and then this consolidation right here. Dragon Chain is basically a blockchain for businesses. The main feature of them, I would say, is an incubator when they help with their expertise, marketing, legal issues, technical aspects for upcoming blockchain projects. They are US based, and they claim that they are the first ones to be SEC, Securities Exchange Commission compliant, even though just a couple of days ago the head of SEC, Mr. Clayton, claimed that there was none legally compliant ICOs so far that he has seen. I'm not sure about Dragon Chain, but basically the last decrease in the last couple of days is linked to this fact that people are now scared that a US based ICO is going to be banned or something like that. So this is something to be considered about, but at the same time the price is really cheap right now compared to. One more thing about Dragon Chain is that it's not listed on major exchanges so far, only on KuCoin. There are a lot of rumors around coming to Binance. If and when Dragon Chain hits Binance, it's gonna rise in price really a lot. But yeah, the main idea, as I said, is like it's really cheap at these prices, even compared to its massive upside movements in December and beginning of January. And my third pick is Z Classic. You probably heard about Z Classic as well. It is linked to BitcoinPrivate fork, which is happening on 28th of February, so quite soon. For every single Z Classic token, you're gonna get 1-to-1 BitcoinPrivate, and the same 1-to-1 for every single BTC you have. But BTC costs like 8.5k right now. Z Classic is under $100. It had some price history right here when they postponed the fork for some time, but now, in my opinion, it is extremely cheap and it will rise before the fork a lot. But what I would advise you to consider is taking into account the future price of BitcoinPrivate, because what I've read so far, the estimations are like starting from 50 USD to 500 USD, so you cannot really predict how much would be the BitcoinPrivate cost after the fork. But at the same time, out of the recent, it wasn't the fork, out of the recent airdrops, there was NXT airdrop of Ignis tokens. And basically what you need to consider, as you can see this huge massive drop, it is like, I don't know how much, like 60% drop in like 1 hour. This is exactly when the snapshot of NXT tokens were taken, and every single NXT holder was getting 0.5 Ignis. In terms of mathematics, what comes up is NXT was something like 1.5 before the airdrop. Right after, it decreased like 50%, 60% to something like 0.7 USD, and you received Ignis tokens, which are like around 20 cents now, I guess. You lost a lot of value both in USD and BTC, meaning that with the Z Classic, what I would advise is look at the situation and maybe sell Z Classic even before the fork, so that you earn your profits, you fix your profits, and you're good to go. Because with NXT right here, I was actually online watching through this drop. It is almost impossible to sell your tokens here because everyone is just dropping them. But you will receive, like for example, Z Classic goes to 200 USD before the fork. The fork happens at the exact block. It comes back to like 100 or maybe even to 50 USD, and then you might even earn less if you hold it during the fork. So that's pretty much it. Hope you like the video. Share your ideas, share your thoughts about my 3 picks. I launched Twitter account recently, post some good stuff in there as well, and like daily, not like once a month with a video. Happy for your feedback, for sharing the video, and keep in touch. And remember, it's not about luck, it's about skill. Cheers.